Ham fans were wrong. They chanted sacks in the morning at Graham Potter after the defeat to Crystal Palace, but he made it towards the next weekend, but couldn't limp on for the clash of Everton against David Moyes' side, who probably West Ham fans would love to be in charge now. For Potter, with Nuno Espirito Santo hanging in the background, it was probably only going to be a matter of time. He contrived to assemble a worse record at West Ham than Lopetegui while lasting longer. Perhaps Potter was condemned by a dead ball situation. In a league where no one else has let him more in than 3 set-piece goals this season, West Ham has somehow conceded 7. It can be a sign of ineffectiveness. It also feels an indication of Potter's struggles. His previous sides have not been particularly poor at defending corners. West Ham are, which feels sadly fitting. West Ham have the worst elements of possible, but we've added problems that were previously defected. Their home record is awful, with 3 straight defeats this season and no wins in 8. West Ham could have considered themselves warned. Ridiculously, Potter's Brighton won only one home league game in the calendar year of 2020. Their first in 2021 came on 31st of January, 376 days since the last. An inability to taste victory at home, in West Ham's case, a difficulty generating atmosphere at the London Stadium can lead to issues. It's a recurring issue that for all progressive principles and training ground excellence as a coach, Potter's sides do not score enough goals. Indeed, it sometimes feels like they don't really have a strategy to score. Lucas Paqueta, albeit under a bit of a crowd, and Kudus moved to Tottenham, have rarely played at their best under Potter. Somehow, with the talent Chelsea had, albeit mitigated by the confusion at Stamford Bridge, his team mustered up a goal of a league game there. Over Potter's Premier League career, his teams have averaged just 1.09 points per game, or 41 over a whole campaign. This presumably is not what West Ham was supposed to be, and it feels each job is harder to escape the sense that getting the result is not Potter's strength. West Ham have 23 points from 23 games under him. Only Avram Grant had a lower percentage, and Potter's Premier League record is worse than the likes of Stuart Pearce, Wade Wilkins, and Tony Pulis. None of them are afforded the chance to manage Chelsea, who ought to boost the numbers and not merely the bank balance courtesy of his 5-year contract. In Potter's defence, there is a serious method need time, but you just don't get that these days in football. His time in Sweden was good, but that ended a long time ago. He's definitely underachieved at Chelsea and West Ham, and it does lead to what could go next for him. The chaos at Chelsea was probably not entirely his fault. At West Ham, he's dealing with a legacy of former director of football Tim Steidlen's terrible recruitment, but at each club there's a need for a manager who could make sense of the madness, and in part that required a manager which personally can carry a crowd with them. West Ham's extraordinary habit of appointing uncharismatic managers. I'm always expected Pellegrini, Lopetegui, Potter, all bland. If the accusation is Potter plays vanilla football, a willingness to shift formation is not necessarily a disadvantage, yet West Ham seem to lack identity as well as direction. As a club, they've gone from trophy winners to a mess again in a few years, and I don't think you can place all the blame at Potter, and it's hard to escape the sense that both West Ham and Potter made a wrong choice when they fell into the arms of each other. Just look at someone like Brighton Hursley. He's doing a great job. A man who seemed to attract interest from Ajax and Lyon, among others, should have gone abroad. He could have restored a reputation dented by Chelsea. If he failed, it wouldn't be in front of an English audience, so the Premier League might come calling again. But for now, after taking on a few poor jobs at the end, it feels like it's going to be tough now for him to get another job maybe at the top level of English football. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily football news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.